sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. All the success in New England over the last few decades, and this crowd has never been more enthusiastic. A moment ago, the Pats emerged from their locker room. They are set as they'll square off with the Miami Dolphins. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. His first carry, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. This defense for the Patriots, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They run with Hines. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. Now back to throw. That's complete to his running back, Carter. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Stephen Carter, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Patriots nothing. Jason Sanders to kick off the line. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded right at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one, a first down pickup of 8. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. On the counter, it's Taylor. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Back to Taylor on first down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Now Jones. And this is going to be incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And he's got room. And he's got this down to the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. If you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Will Fuller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0. 14, Patriots nothing. Jason Sanders to kick off. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Here comes Deontay Harris from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. At their own 18-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Throwing, Jones. Complete, Hunter Henry with a grab. 3 yards the gain there, second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. The give to Taylor. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
2nd and 11. Back to throw. Jones. And his throw is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Jones. Throw left side complete. That's Henry. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. Now we'll get our first update of the afternoon from the Meadowlands. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Hines. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. Back deep, Deontay Harris. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Patriots take over. At their own 18-yard line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Jones. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he will have a Patriots first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. To the right side, complete to Taylor. The first down screen pass, good for 5. He's the reigning AFC Offensive Player of the Week, and defensively, they have to find an answer for him. And that's what you would do if you were calling plays, right? You'd make sure that he gets targeted. But the thing about it is the route running. That's what makes him so dangerous, is because no matter what is presented defensively, he runs his route with such skill that he's able to go up and get the football first in each and every situation. On 2nd down now, it's Taylor, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here comes Deontay Harris from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. At their own 20-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They run with Taylor. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 77 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. It's 2nd and inches at the 50-yard line. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Now a give to Taylor. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Jones throwing on first down. Open man here, the tight end Henry. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 30 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
They'll run here with Taylor. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Patriots make some inroads here on that deficit.
That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. They'll look to throw again. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Patriots will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
But we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 116 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. They'll run with Taylor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Off play action. Jones. They'll get this off to Taylor. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Jones now on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this one is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They're going to look to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one, as it's good from 56 yards out. So just enough juice to get the 3, and I think that wind at the back helped a little bit there.
Certainly did, and to me that tells me that that head coach knows his kicker and realized the wind was at his back. That's probably the outer limits of what he could make, and he knew the wind might be able to aid him and get that ball over the crossbar, and it did.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. A pretty good looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. The previous run good for 9. Here's second and a yard. They'll try the left side with Taylor. Taylor's got the first down and more. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Back to throw. Jones. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Taylor. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 151 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. On the handoff, Taylor. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to have it here at their own 15. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And some room to maneuver. And all the way to the opposite 45. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They'll look to throw.
Open man left side. It's the tight end, Tunyon.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll drop to throw. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker.
And the Pats are going to get the football back at their own 17.
The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They run once more with Taylor.
And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down at about the length of the football. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Elsewhere, second half action at Heinz Field.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On second down, right back to Hines.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
It's a gain of 2 yards.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
The Dolphins on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
This is Hines. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Second and 10.
Back to throw. Jones. Complete. It's Henry. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Running left, Taylor. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
The Pro Bowl corner, Jason Verrett, on the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The offense on third down tonight, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big third down conversion. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. New England on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Jones. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And it's 3rd down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. He'll check this down to Hines. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. That one, a first down pickup of 8. They'll run on first down. Taylor. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And not a whole lot there, maybe 3 yards on first down. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And that will get him another first down, but the clock certainly working against him. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. It's Taylor. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.